I have to be very careful how I quote how I frame this, because I don't want people to be, able to figure out what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about and how I'm talking about them. So I'm just going to make this a very generic statement. Okay. The question is what the heck? Good. How do you handle something when somebody in your family has made a bad choice in a partner, but you want to support your family member, but you know that in supporting your family member, you're also supporting the bad choice that has been made.
Mm.
Does everybody understand what I just asked? Did I ask that properly?
I believe so.
Okay, Nira, you want to start us off? How?
Well, let me use an example from my own experience.
Okay.
So I made a bad and uninformed choice with my first husband. And my family basically ran into a very similar issue. How did they support me without supporting and enabling the bad choices of my spouse?
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
And so that is an extremely difficult scenario. I have also faced this in my own ministry of supporting a dear friend of mine whose significant other was not making good choices. And I had to come to the realization that if I was supporting my friend, it by extension meant, yeah, I am supporting the negative choices of her significant other. And I had to come to grips with that of, okay, just because someone is attached to, in whatever way, those negative things, does that remove my love for her? Does that remove my care for her that I am supposed to give? And I had to come to the choice, no, it doesn't. I am still obligated by my own love and my own choices and my own morals to support her, regardless of his choices and his actions. Therefore, I had to basically, the old phrase, give it to God and, let it go and let him sort it out. It was, okay. Now, it changed the way that I supported them, though. I had to be wiser about certain things. For an example, he was making very unwise choices with their finances, which in a few situations left them without the ability to get groceries. Well, instead of buying them or giving them money, I would buy them groceries, or instead of giving them, letting them borrow my car, I would give them a ride. It changed the way that I supported them, but it did not change my love or care for them, because just because he was making bad choices doesn't mean he wasn't still a human being attached to someone that I love. And therefore, by extension, I love him as well.
Wow. Okay. That is incredibly logical.
Sometimes I can be that way.
No, I'm not saying that you nailed it. I'm just saying I hadn't thought of any of that. My first response was, look, until you learn to get smarter and make better choices, don't look this way for any type of help. And that's not fair, because they are still who they are in my life.
I read a post the other day that really hit me right between the eyes. We only see the choices people make, but we do not see the choices they have to choose from. We think we might, but we truly don't see the choices they have to choose from. We only see the choices they actually make.
Yes, that is true. And granted, it's not fair, especially when we know. I was having a conversation with another pastor a couple of days ago. I love doing that. because you get a chance to see where people are at, and they get a chance to see where you're at, and you still can have a logical, reasonable conversation, even though it's kind of clear that you're both on opposite sides of one fence or another when it comes to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And what we were talking about was how to handle within the gospel community right now, the tape of Marvin whining, going around and turning his nose up at the $1,284 offer that he was given. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. And I moved the camera. So, and the person said to me, well, that kind of stuff is not supposed to be broadcast. That's not supposed to get out. That type offerings are private within a church body, and the fact that got out into the public was not right or proper. And it was interesting to me because of the position that was taken. I said, well, it's kind of, for me personally, who recently, just had to come up with a way to pay $2,300 to get our gas back on for the winter, which is not an easy thing to do.
Mm-mm.
And nobody wants to, everybody who, especially the people who are renting from you, they don't want to hear it. It's not their problem. They want to come to a warm church. They come to a cool church in the summer, and they come to a warm church in the winter. What's your problem? It's not our responsibility, to do these type of things. But I'm saying that to say, in that line, if you do $2,000 for everybody in that line that I saw, you're probably going to end up with, I want to say, $20,000 to $40,000. And you're turning your nose up at $1,200. And the response was, well, that shouldn't have gotten out into the public. What say you?
What's the difference? I mean, the expectation was put out there in public for that person. So whether it made it online or not, it's really kind of irrelevant, because these days kind of have to expect anything that we do to show up in social media.
Well, that is certainly an issue.
Yeah.
That is certainly an issue. Well, we got people watching already. If you were by a video screen, you would see your lovely and smiling faces.
I do see that. I like it.
Oh, okay. You like the picture I chose?
I do.
Very good. I like that one too. That one to me says who you are. You're, slightly off center and just very happy.
Slightly off center, cheeky smile. That absolutely sums me up as a person.
Yeah. Unlike the one of my twin, who was looking like the college professor who designed, the last Saturn V rocket, and just now wants to discuss it. But us plebeians down here don't have the brain power to figure it out.
No, he looks too shy and coy in that picture.
Well, it's a perfect shot for him. I loved it, when I saw it. Not like any of the shots he sent me.
Is that the one of your twin, Dan, or the other guy, Dale?
No, it's the one of it's my twin Dan. You're not by you can't see it because you're not by a camera. Ha 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 ha. So Dan, what do you think based on what Chaplain has said here? She said you have. Go ahead.
Um, I think we all have those friends, or relatives that that fit the description. And if you can't think of one, you're it.
Yeah, really.
But I'm just gonna go back in time. I had a friend who struggled with addiction and all the things that all the horrors that go along with addiction, especially for a young lady. And I spent years in a small fortune chasing around, bailing her out of this jackpot and that jackpot, fixing her car, paying her tickets, all these things, trying to help her with a chance to go straight. And did it happen? Not so long as I was forking over the money. I had to turn my back on her, and it broke my heart. And it wasn't until I stopped bailing her out that she hit the wall. And guess who sent me a picture of her being baptized about 2 years ago?
Well, there you go.
She says, "I'm God's girl now." And I'm like, you could have blown me over with a feather. But
A really large feather.
A rather large feather, yeah. But so, is that a standard boilerplate response for every situation? No, it's not. But we have to allow people to grow. Oftentimes, when we're getting involved in bailing people out, we think it's because of our generosity. Sometimes it's because we are stroking an ego too. I want to be a white knight.
Well, we have a phrase for it in the ghetto, and I'm going to have to clean it up a little bit because my station manager.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Involving a captain save a person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
And the reality of it is, I think one of the things you said is very telling. You have to get out of the way sometimes. There are people who are in their wilderness. And I'm dealing with that right now with somebody who is, in my opinion, which, that and 35 cents, you still can't buy anything at Starbucks, I believe are in their wilderness right now. And I'm not doing anything to try and help them, because I think where they are is exactly where I believe God wants them to be, so that they can hit their wall and figure it out.
Yeah.
So even though I would like to reach in and do what Dan can do, which is either nothing or everything, depending on who you talk to, I'm not going to do it. And there are times when I've had people tell me that, look, there isn't anything you're going to do that's going to save me. I am going to, and it broke my heart, but it was absolutely the truth. I'm going to die of this particular thing. You will get a notice one day that they found my body, in my apartment, dead. I am drinking myself to death, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You can be my friend, but you are not going to save me. This is what I'm doing. And it was difficult to stick around and be quote unquote a friend,
Yeah.
knowing that the outcome is going, and that is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a phone call to come by, and when I got there, there was that, it was over. It had happened. Just the way they said. They drank themselves to death.
Yeah.
And it was, what do you do with that? All the reasons why this happened. This person was a prominent person. This person was on the ball. And according to the people that knew this person, they had an operation that went badly. And when they came out of the operating room, they were different. They were this fatalistic person.
Yeah.
Their life spiraled out of control, and it ended up where it ended up. But how do you deal with that?
We love to think that we're superhuman. We love to think that there's nothing that can change us. There's nothing that can happen. We love to think in these absolutes of all or nothing, and this is the way my life is always going to be. And we're so much more frail than that. We're so much more fragile in so many ways, and we tend to forget just how human we are some days. And we tend not to prepare for those things of, okay, hey, this thing that could come out of nowhere, I could be driving to get my daughter from school and an 18-wheeler crash into my car and I'm, a paraplegic for the rest of my life now. That very well could happen. All my plans could go right down the drain, and
Yep.
It is a real possibility. But we tend to think, oh, that could never happen to us. Oh, boo-hoo, it happened to someone else. I'm so sorry. We send our condolences, and 2 weeks later we forget it happened.
So
We tend not to think of those things.
and that becomes a problem for those people who claim to be quote unquote compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is it compassion, or as you say, is it ego? Are you, or as Dan and I say, are we playing Captain Save a Person, and it's not going to work out because this person cannot quote unquote be saved, and if they can be saved, they certainly can't be saved by us.
Yeah. And see, the unfortunate part is, though, there are some people out there that can be saved by our actions. And then it all just comes down to wisdom and discernment from the Holy Spirit, because we don't know. I mean, an example from my own life, back earlier this summer, I was homeless for a while, and life situation had gotten out of hand by no choice of my own, yet I had so many people who call themselves Christians, who some of them I do believe are, some of them I don't, just by their actions, but it's neither here nor there. But they were like, well, you put yourself in this situation, therefore we're not going to help you. And then I had other people go, nah, I've been there. It doesn't matter if you put yourself there or not. I'm still going to help you anyway. And it was the only thing that allowed me to survive this long and get my own place and do what I've needed to do. And so it truly does come down to discernment. Is it my spot, or is it someone else's to do this thing?
And how did you feel about the persons that, quote unquote, told you? I mean, they gave you honor, believe it or not, by actually telling you this is what they were doing. They didn't just run away from it. So in that respect, they should get some credit, shall we say?
Yep.
Because they told you.
The logical side of my brain said, you know what? I understand that you are making a choice, and I cannot judge you for the choice that you're making, even though obviously the situation is different than what you perceive. I can't tell you that the choice you're making is wrong, because I don't know what you are hearing from the Holy Spirit, or if you are, I don't know. I have to respect you as a person. But honestly, from the emotional side of me, it hurt like heck and has broken the friendship.
So you no
Both
longer
equally true.
associate with these people now.
Not for a large part of it, no.
Now, is that
Now, granted,
is
there were
that
some
is
other factors,
how
but
how does that square with who you say you are?
it sucks. And from my side of things, there are conversations to be had that, I'll be honest, I'm not ready to have yet. I'm human, I'm hurt, and I have to deal with that in my own heart before I can have some of those conversations with those people logically and on the level they need to be had. And I know my limitations.
Okay. Dan, what
They're
do
all
you say?
complicated.
Yeah, it is complicated. It is and it's
Well-
not to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
It is very complicated. Because
This is
go ahead.
well. This has been a tough year for a number of us, and I was, while you were going through yours, Nira, I was going through mine, and when I moved back to Texas, I moved down thinking that I was embarking on a new life with a woman who I trusted as a Christian, blah 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 blah. I exposed myself financially to her, and she cleaned me out. I arrived with a U-Haul truck, and she told me to hit the road, and I was in a jackpot. I was out of cash. I was maxed out on my cards. I had spent all this ridiculous amount of money on this woman's needs, and I started going around. I was in a panic, and I had I had one friend tell me, "Well, Dan, it's very awkward you asking us as a friend to help you with some money." And I'm like, "Well, who do I ask? Who do I go to? I am a Christian man. My fault in this was trusting somebody who I shouldn't have trusted. I rarely drink. I never do drugs. I don't gamble. I don't buy scratch tickets. I don't leak money like that. I'm not prone to that kind of irresponsibility. This was a 911 emergency, and I was horrified at the people who I have been counting on as friends who didn't even respond when I reached out and said, "Brother, I'm in a jackpot. I needed, at the time, I needed to come up with $1,200 to get the keys to an apartment, and I just didn't have any way to pull it off without help, and I was horrified. Pastors who just didn't even respond, and I think I would have been happier, or I'm not sure what the word is. I would have been more satisfied had they said, "Dan, sorry about what's going on. Unfortunately, I can't help you." You know, but to not even respond, and I was stunned. I was really stunned. I'll get through Christmas a whole lot cheaper this year than I did last year, I'll tell you. And I was cheap last year.
Okay. So
But
so these are interesting. We're both, all of us apparently are either in the situation where we need help and help wasn't there, or where we want to help and we're questioning whether the help is truly help. What I heard from Nira was you have to be who you are and do what you do and leave it up to God as to what the outcome is. Does that pretty much sum up what you're saying, Nira, when it comes to this?
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it's just so hard because when you look at the arrogance that you're dealing with, one person, it's just like two kids, and they both want a cookie. So they'll ask if it's daddy. They'll send the daughter will say, "Let me ask," because it's daddy. If it's mommy, the daughter will say to the son, "You go ask." Okay. The goal is, of course, for them to get a cookie. But even at an early age, you learn how to kind of play the angle, shall we say? Mm-hmm. Now, the parents already know this, because it's just like if I saw on one of the shows that I watch where the daughter said, "I'm going out," and the mother says, where are you going? And I got permission from dad. And the mother says, "That doesn't count." and she says, and the daughter said, "That's what he said," as she scooted out the door. So, it's one of those things where, because the mother would question the daughter 17 ways to Sunday, and the dad doesn't see any immediate danger in what's been proposed. So, go. But, that doesn't count. Yeah. But I asked Dad, that doesn't count. Yeah, here's what he said. So we all know the rules. So basically what I'm hearing is that I need to just go back and do what I was going to do earlier, no matter what, the outcome is going to be and how the outcome is going to be. It just bothers me, I guess.
Let me challenge you, Dan. In a way that I think you challenged me with regard to my friend in Massachusetts. What is it that makes you think that you can do for this person that God can't?
Well, that's a very good question, and that's where the arrogance of man comes in. We have a comment. Wow, we have a bunch of comments. Let me. I don't see any on this one. Let me see if I can see them on here. Let me look. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think I got them. I'm proof that. Okay. Good morning. Oh, this is from our brother Eric. I'm proof that. I'm proof of that. How I have a limited use of my hands. I'm learning how now I can't be the hero for everyone else. I have to be my own hero by taking care of me. And I realize that's okay and not selfish. Okay. Okay. That's
Is
it.
this the Eric that we both know?
No. This
okay.
This is an Eric from the radio station that I know.
Okay.
Yeah. No. The Eric that we both know is an interesting study, but we can get into that if he ever wants to come on air with us. We won't do that behind his back. We'll do that. We'll do that with him.
He owes me several phone calls.
Yeah, well, I leave messages. He calls back. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, you're the privileged Dan.
Yeah. Although I do say I'm not that Dan, I'm this Dan when I leave him a message. So that may have something to do with it.
Speaking of phone calls, Dan, how are we fixed for open lines?
We have one line open. We still have one line open, so that'll work.
Can you text me that number?
he'll text it to me, and he's going to text. Just post it. Can you see the? Oh, you're not live. Yeah, so text it to me, and I'll text it to you. Okay. Yeah, because you're not live. Text it to 1338. I think I have you in 1338. Just doing a little housekeeping. This is live TV, folks. Live TV. Anything can happen in live TV. Let's see. So
I want to thank Linda for buying me breakfast this morning. Online, remote controls.
Well,
she's in Saxe, and I'm in Iowa.
Okay, well, thank you, Linda, for buying him breakfast. What about me? If you're going to feed one brother, you got to feed the other brother. Come on.
That's right.
I'm just saying. Now I'm a little concerned here.
Preferential treatment, I hear.
That's what that's exactly what I. So is it 617 ending in 222? Dan?
No.
Okay,
I'm
hold it.
419.
Huh? 2719?
Nope. I'm
okay, so text me your number then. Huh?
I'm ending in 2684.
Yeah, I don't think I have that one in this phone. So text 781 367 1338. 781-367 1338. Text me that number, and I will. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
All right. So you texted it to the other number. So anyway, so I guess we figured out that I have to do what I can do and let God do what He does. And the answer to your question is there's nothing that we can do that God can't do better, which is why I say that there are people who we have to recognize that they're in their wilderness. When I see a person on the street corner begging for money, my first response is, well, when I talk to them, I've started telling them, look, you need a new God. What? You need a new God. Well, I believe in God. No, you don't believe. The God you're believing in is not good. You need a new God. Well, what do you mean? I said, well, look at the God that you say you believe in has got you on a street corner, not knowing where you're going to sleep at night, begging for change. To me, that's not a good God. I could be wrong, but that's not a good God. So I think you need a new God. Nero, what do you think about that line of reasoning?
I would say 90% of the time, 100% I agree with you. But there are those random occasions that I have personally witnessed in my own life and a couple other people's where God leads you on some really whacked out path and you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what's going next for the purpose of teaching you that when you have nothing, when you don't know where you're going to sleep at night, you don't know where your next meal is coming from, that you recognize when all you have left is God, you realize He's enough. And every now and then, God will take people on those paths. And those are the ones that God uses in mighty ways. But He has to get you to that point of faith first. And whatever way He has to do it, He's going to do it. Mm-hmm. And I have witnessed that in my own life. And, I mean, it is not pretty. It is not fun. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But you know what? I look back on that point in my life, and I thank God for it because that's the only reason I am who I am today.
Interesting.
The wilderness sucks, but the wilderness is preparation. Because God's not going to give you a blessing that you're not ready to handle, that He has not prepared you to handle. He's not going to let you take part of His kingdom and just drop it without preparing you first. And so if you are meant for things, and if you're meant for great things, you have to go through the wilderness. I mean, look at the life of David. He had to fight the lion and the bear as a kid by himself in the wilderness with the sheep before he could ever face Goliath, or he would have just been smashed like a little bug.
Right.
Did he want to face the lion and the bear? No. I'm pretty sure he got pretty scratched up, too. But he still did it.
Right. Nira, I'm going to ask you to call Dan so you guys can three-way. That'll leave 2 lines open. So if Sister Brown wants to will call in, she'll have one open line, and then if the blues singer calls in, he'll have an open line.
Blues man is he's going to come in through my phone.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, then we should be good. Okay, we're good. So then just send that number I just sent you to her, and then all right, we got it. All right, never mind, Nira. Well, like I said, live TV, folks. You spends you pays your money and you takes your chances.
That's right. That's right. And we get what we pay for.
Well.
When it comes to technology, that's never true.
Right. You see, you'll get every penny's worth, but it'll cost you $1 first. So.
Yep, that's right.
See, I'm old. I know that line, but Nira doesn't know that song, and I don't even think you know that one, do you, Dan?
Which one is that?
At the line where that song comes from. No, you don't know.
Say it again. I was.
She'll give you every penny's worth, but it'll cost you $1 first.
No, I don't know where
that came it's from a song called "She's a Beauty."
She's a Beauty. By who?
Oh, don't ask me that.
I thought it was the Tubes.
It is the Tubes. It is the Tubes, yes.
You're welcome.
I've never even heard of them.
She's a beauty, 1 in a million. Anyway, yeah. They got a video that barely made it on MTV because of its imagery.
Okay.
Oh.
So anyway, dead air. We can't have dead air. What's going?
I'm getting excited.
You're getting excited as to what's supposed to happen, and I agree with that. What else? Let's see. Oh well. Later on this month, on November the 22nd, hopefully yours truly will be graduating from the chaplain course he's been taking. And Nira, I guess you and your friend are on your way up here?
Well, unfortunately, my car, having car problems, that is back up in the air again. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it because, I'll be honest, I'm not sure I'm going to have a car.
I got you. Well, and let's put it this way, God knows what he's doing, so don't push it.
True that.
I'm the only one that tends to just take whatever's running and drive it to Ohio. But
well, if I had one that was running, I would definitely do that because that's kind of the person that I am.
Okay, so you're kind of like me. If it's running, you'll do it.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know. At this point in time, I'm not willing. It's going to be an interesting day. I've got a couple of things going on that same day. Earlier in the day, there'll be a memorial service for one of the Love Tones who passed away, and that's going to be happening at the church on that same day in the morning. As a matter of fact, 11 to noon or 11 to 1 for that, and then of course the graduation will start at 2 to 3. So we'll see.
Busy day.
Yeah. If the good news is that the church is already set up for sound and video and streaming and all that. So it's pretty much just hit buttons and, get people in. The system is everything is patched and the whole bit. Surprise, surprise. So that's on the 22nd. On the 18th, we'll be at Morning Star to lay the rest, Reverend Lawrence Brown. in Boston, Massachusetts. It's on Blue Hill Ave. If you Google Morning Star Dorchester, it'll show up. I don't know the address, but it's large enough that everybody can find it. And if you just drive up Blue Hill Ave, you'll see this huge church up on a hill. That's Morning Star. It's right off of Blue Hill Ave, right on Blue Hill Ave, so you can't miss it. And that, I guess that's going to start at 11 o'clock in the morning as well. I think that's a Tuesday, so that'll be on Tuesday. So this next week is going to be lots of grieving and lots of celebration and all sorts of stuff all happening at the same time. What else? Where else are we? I just got a text from my roommate saying my car's left rear tire is a little squishier than the right tire, so I have to check that. What happens when the temperature drops so significantly really quickly, your tires lose pressure, and let's say you have one tire that's at 30 and the other one's at 25, when the temperature drops, you'll be surprised how low that tire that's lower, it looks like it's even lower. So
Yep.
I gotta go.
I can't believe you did not exchange your summer air for your winter air in your tires yet.
I have not done that. I have not. I also haven't changed the washer grease in the in the car. And what was the other thing? The something you're supposed to.
You need to be using Ford Air.
Oh, that's probably well. It's a Lincoln, so I don't know.
aftermarket.
Yeah, it's a Lincoln, so I don't know if Ford Air will work in the tires. I'll have to check into that. I'm sure the dealer would be more than happy to charge me $100 an hour
Absolutely.
to diagnose.
Only because you're a nice guy.
Oh yes. I'm a nice guy, and he wants to be very sure that I'm using the right amount of air, the proper Ford approved air in the tires. So.
And don't forget to have him top off the blinker fluid while he's at it.
Oh, yes, the blinker fluid. That one always gets me. The blinker fluid always gets me. I just, first of all, it's difficult because it's not in the same place in every car.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. Oh, my goodness. And then these newer cars use a different consistency. It's like 10 weight as opposed to 5 weight. Who can keep up with this stuff? I don't know.
I'm telling you.
The thing that bugs me is how every car manufacturer tends to put the battery in a different spot. That's what gets me.
Oh, I love that. Battery. Who's got the battery?
I'm sorry, but when did the battery being under the back passenger seat do where you should put it? Come on, people. Drives me nuts.
I can tell you how that happened. Go ahead, Dan. You tell her your version of how that happened. I know exactly how that happened.
I find that my pickup truck gets much better gas mileage when I use my Arkansas credit card to fill it up.
Okay. There you go. See, just so that you're how this happens is they put the car on a scale and they put a driver in the front seat, and they decided that because the driver was in the front seat that the weight was off just a little bit, but if they positioned the battery in the rear slightly to the right, it will balance the car. Listen, we're just about done with our first hour. Please come back. We're excited about what's going to be happening in our second hour. This is Pastor Dan Walker with Chaplain Nera and Brother Dan Vale. Sound Travels, hour number 2 coming up. Keep talking. Oh, boy.
Nera and I, we both got credentialed in the same chaplain organization.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people down in Taunton that were also part of the same organization.
Well, they're welcome to show up. It would be, to me, it's like whenever you have a deacon being ordained, churches, not so much